So, welcome to February. Good morning to you, wherever you're waking up in the world. If this is the start of your day, a very, very good morning to you. If you're already well into your day, then hopefully it's going really well. I wanted to do a quick little recap of January. We're into month 2. Can you absolutely believe this? We're into month 2 of 2022. And if you've listened to any of the previous little live sessions that I've been doing, you will know that the mantra for 2022 that I'm focusing on here and welcoming you onto this journey is awareness and abundance. So awareness being awareness personally and professionally, and creating abundance from actually getting all of this stuff right and really focusing on the good things. So that's what we started with in January. So I just want to do a little quick sort of recap in case you missed any of the amazing stuff that we covered. We focused on, and this was probably one of the most, well, it definitely was the most fed back to me, useful little tips, useful little topics that we covered right back at the beginning of January, which was the word should. I raised this in a couple of sessions and said, it's really not going to serve us this year. So if we want to be seeing this kind of whole awareness and abundance thing, what we really need to be doing is actually, avoiding the word should. So when we look at our mantra, this awareness and abundance idea, the trick really is to avoid the word should. So not doing things that we are kind of almost feeling compelled to do to kind of compromise our world. So it was a really important starting point in the year. And it really kind of set, I think probably for most of us, it set the month of January off really, really well. It was a really kind of, positive steer. And I think a lot of people with New Year's resolutions and, great ambitions and drives for what they're going to be doing in January, you losing that word should, I think, was a really, really important beginning point in the year. And then we had a really interesting conversation. It's always really interesting to talk to Nick Kemp, the founder of IKIGAI Tribe. And we talked about being present. This, of course, awareness, self-awareness, mindfulness, however you want to kind of phrase this thing. It was all about being present in the moment and not getting distracted, not telling stories into the future, not remembering stuff and being sort of tethered by things that have kind of constantly repeated and been in loops for us and not necessarily really helpful things. So we were talking about the whole concept of just being present in those little moments of every day. And again, this is professionally as well as personally. So you can be doing this in your home kind of leisure time, but you can also be doing this professionally. And I think for a lot of people at the moment, it's kind of how do you transition that across? So, you can do all your mindfulness and your meditations and stuff when you're at home, when time is yours. But actually, when you're at work or when you're kind of serving others or when you're doing what it is you do professionally, it's often much more challenging to be able to see that crossover. So we talked with Nick about kind of really grasping those little moments and just being super present as much as you can. None of us are perfect at this. I'm very much still kind of practicing and learning and stuff. And, I'm preaching the value of this thing, and I'm far, far from being perfect at it. So we can all do with improving it. And it just makes you feel calm and grounded and in such a really great space to make great decisions and to be present and to be aware and then to get this abundance that we're talking about. We also had a conversation with Naomi Stone, the psychologist who has spent almost her lifetime really focusing on the impact of nature and people's well-being, and some lovely, fascinating little insights in there. If you haven't caught any of these things that I'm talking about, head over to anchor.fm/Neil Wilkins, and you can re-listen to any of these on kind of setting this year off in the right kind of sense. So thank you again, Naomi, and obviously Nick, for your contributions so far in January. Brilliant insights. So yeah, if you haven't caught that, have another listen there. And I kind of rounded January off with the concept of seasonality and cycles. I know from the feedback I've been getting, a lot of people have kind of set New Year's resolutions, and then already those things have been difficult to kind of follow through. So what we were talking about was how individually we all get into loops. We create habits that initially really serve us well, and then we struggle to maintain them. And so that, of course, is one of the big challenges for us. So I talked a lot about seasonality and cycles. And again, there's this crossover from a professional sense into a personal sense. So all of this stuff stuff is interchangeable. So, it's very much about you and how you interact with the world around you, how you sort of use the good stuff and how you try and sort of control the things that maybe don't serve you. That's what January's been all about. So it's been a fascinating little journey, and I'm, sort of so grateful to all the feedback that has been coming through. A lot of people saying, yeah, no, keep me updated with it. So I just wanted, again, sort of say, if you are interested in joining me on this journey, we're going all the way through 2022. So we'll be doing live stuff. There's webinars, there's workshops, there's these interviews on the podcast, a whole bunch of things going on. And, if you only take a few little things from this little journey that I'm sharing with you and inviting you to come on with me, it just might make a difference. There just might be a little nugget of gold from somebody I talk to, or just one of the theories that I come across and share with you that just might change everything. And I think that, to me, is all I can really ask for. So, I do invite you to come on the journey with me. Send me a message, mail@neilwilkins.online if you want to join me on that. And obviously then I'll keep you updated with everything that's going on. So what have we got coming up? This was something I said I wanted to share with you, what's kind of coming up through February. Well, another couple of very, very interesting interview conversations, however you call them, coming up. So this week, it is a conversation with 4D coach Anne McCluskey. Now, if you've ever heard Anne talking about energy, then you will want to be in and listening to this particular conversation, because Anne and I are going to do a deep dive and really explore how you can manage energy in a sort of a 4D kind of holistic way in your world. And I am so looking forward to this conversation. I came across Anne sort of very, very recently, actually, in a talk that she was giving, and I just had to invite her to come and talk to us, because there's going to be a lot of very, very interesting insights. She's hugely experienced, very, very wise, and I know you're going to get some great value from that. So that is this week. So if you haven't already signed up or subscribed to the podcast, go to your favorite podcast provider and just search the Neil Wilkins podcast, and you'll be able to hear some more detail there coming through, and it will be this week. So yes, get on there very, very quickly. Then in the middle of the month, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about the concept of sustainability. So we're going to move ourselves a little bit outside, but also kind of, related to this kind of whole awareness and abundance. Because when we talk about abundance as a concept, I think a lot of people think, that's going to be consumption. There's going to be a lot of sort of consumerism and consumption, and Neil is a marketer, therefore he's going to be trying to sort of create more value and sort of sell lots and lots of stuff. That is not what we're talking about here. Okay, so when we talk about abundance, it's the right kind of abundance. Now, I don't want to get all kind of holier than thou and anything like that. This is all about being very, very mindful and conscious of what you're creating in the world. So on this journey of trying to manifest an amazing world for yourself and for your business, potentially if you're in business and you're a marketer or you're an entrepreneur, you've got a startup or an established business. And when I talk about abundance, you'll be thinking, more sales. What we're talking about here, when I use the word sustainability, and I really want to get into this one really heavily during February, because it is a very pertinent topic right now, is we want to be creating the right kind of abundance. Okay, so this is where we're talking in an ethical sense. This is where we're talking about the new marketing mix. We're going to be talking about a whole range of different ways of kind of being in business. So we'll look at sustainability and what this means for you to start with, and that'll be next week. And then in the third week, I've got an incredible workshop that we are bringing in association with Cambridge Marketing College and the Mindful Collective. And I will tell you more about that, and I'll be sharing a load of stuff about that on social in this week and next week, because there's a workshop that you can sign up for. It's a half-day workshop, and we are going to be exploring the steps that you can take to begin to make your business more sustainable. Okay, so it's a morning workshop. We will not be expecting to kind of solve all the problems of the planet and become completely eco and green within a morning. I mean, clearly that is not possible. But what we're going to do is, based on a lot of research and a lot of work that Cambridge Marketing College are doing in the field of education in marketing and sustainability, we are going to bring you a first steps workshop. And I, as I say, be sharing a lot more about that with you over the next sort of week to 10 days. It's going to be such a powerful exercise, this. So I really, really would encourage you, if you have any kind of resonance with the word sustainability, is do join us on that one. It is going to be so powerful and really, really useful. So if you head to marketingcollege.com/events, you'll be able to see a bit more detail around that one already. But stay close here with me, and I will share the details as we go through the next few days and into next week. So that is actually on the 16th of February. So it is coming up soon, but block out that morning UK time if it is, or it sounds of interest to you, because there's going to be some amazing stuff coming out of that. And it is all about how the concept of sustainability will impact on you and the things you can do about it, but also then bringing that into a business sense or into your organization. So this is going to be a dynamic month. Can you hear it already? Some amazing stuff coming through here. So really, really looking forward to kind of really making this an action-packed, but also actionable month. It's all very well talking the theory, but we've got to kind of do stuff around this concept of awareness and abundance. So, this is going to be very much about delivering stuff and about being very present and active in February. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. And if you've still got the momentum coming out of January, then this is the time to really start to make great strides and great steps in 2022. And with that in mind, what we're going to be talking about with Leyth Hampshire, Somatic Specialist, at the end of the month. Leyth is a very, very interesting presenter and author and specialist in mindset and well-being. He really, really is. I mean, he's got an incredibly interesting story himself personally, and I'm sure we'll be talking about that. But in conversation with Leyth, we are going to be talking about how you can blend together mindset and your well-being, and you really can create well-being from mindset. So if you are already on that journey, there'll be some very, very interesting insights from Leyth. If you're thinking, sounds interesting, but I don't really know where I'd even start with something like that, then Leyth will be guiding us towards the end of February. And this will be another podcast interview. So again, subscribe, Neil Wilkins Podcast, on your favorite platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. So get along, subscribe there, because we'll be bringing that one through on the podcast. So Leyth Hampshire, Somatic Specialist, on the concept of mindset and well-being. And of course, then that will push us beautifully segueing into March, and there's a load more stuff, but let's just focus for now on the concept of February. So that's what I'd like you to do, is just think about a few little moments, a few little kind of words here that we've just sort of focused on. If energy management and actually getting the best from the finite amount of energy you have in a day is something you think, I could improve on that one, we will be talking to McCluskey, 40 Coach, about that. If sustainability as a concept is of interest to you, stay very, very close to me over the next few days and into next week, because I'll be sharing a lot more about what we can do to take those first steps in our businesses. And even if you're not producing anything in business or commercially, it will still be relevant to you. So this is for service industries as well as for product related businesses. So we're going to be really fascinating, that bit. And then we will get all into mindset and well-being towards the end of the month. And again, all of these things, it is quite a simple little process to kind of be part of this little journey. Is just email me, mail@neilwilkins.online, and then obviously I can keep you in touch with all the amazing stuff that we've got coming up. So I'll just leave you with those words, the words that we've just been talking about there: energy, sustainability, and mindset. And if any of those resonate for you today, just take a little bit of time to kind of see where they take you, kind of see where there's any gaps, see where there's potentially you think might be an opportunity of learning a little bit more. And if you do feel that, please, I invite you to join me on this journey, because this is something I'm learning and exploring as well. So we'll kind of be able to do this thing together. Thank you ever so much to everybody who's already signed up, and you're already on the journey. You're hopefully already getting the little bulletins and little alerts when new stuff comes on, so I can keep in touch with you. So that's the start of our February, and it is all about, as I've said, it is all about this whole idea of awareness and abundance, and it's feeling good so far. I don't know about you, but it's been a really, really great start to the year. So let's continue this through February. Hope you have a really, really great day, and I look forward to catching up with you and talking with you again very, very soon.